Hey everyone, and welcome back to Joey's Retro Newscast, where I go over the top news of the last week in retro handhelds, retro gaming, and just gaming in general. There's a decent amount of news this week, so let's just jump right in. First up, popular ROM hacking website romhacking.net is shutting down. This one is one of my go-to places for ROM hacks. They basically had most everything available there, easy to download, you don't have to worry about really anything. And it was just all so simple to get what you needed for ROM hack patches and then know how to patch them and all of that sort of thing. It was a really good resource for everything, and they are shutting down. The site is going to remain up in read-only status for a little bit longer. I don't know how long that might be, but they didn't say anything about shutting it down, which is good. So you can still grab all of the files and everything that you need. It's just no more new submissions and all of that. Very curious to see where I should find a lot of the ROM hacks now. I know a lot of them do Patreon or Super Mario World Central or Poke Community and all different websites like that, but this was a really good one-stop for everything, and it's a shame that it's shutting down. The post went into depth about why they're closing, and it seems like there's some behind-the-scenes stuff happening here that just nobody was aware of, but the end result is it sounds like this is going to be better for their family and themselves, so that's always a good thing. Going to be sad to see it going away, but good for them for stepping out. Thank you to our special developer Gamma for fixing the sticks on the RG35XXH and the RG40XXH, because now MEOS is going to be including that fix in their next upcoming release. For those that don't know, the issues with the sticks are cardinal snapping, so they would just snap to each cardinal direction. It would make it very annoying to play any game that used the sticks. Thankfully, Gamma has fixed it now on these devices, and he's also fixed it on the RG556 and the Cube, so both Android and Linux sides have fixes now. Once again, proving the point that a single person can do more than the entirety of Ambernick's software team. Great. Good work, Gamma. And also the MEOS team, because they had a hand in this as well, I'm sure. I don't know what you did, Zongo Bongo, but I'm sure you did something. But either way, good to both of them, and it's good to see on MEOS because MEOS is just awesome. Vita3K did a progress report going over all of the different changes that they've made over the last 3 years. Some big ones include Vulkan, upscaling, texture replacements, asynchronous shaders, and a whole bunch more. I'll say that personally, their latest Android release is a big one because it allowed you to move the data off of the internal storage and hidden behind Android data to anywhere you wanted. That is a big thing because as you install Vita games, they take up a lot of space. Now you can just have them live on your SD card. And so Vita 3K is making a lot of progress. I'm not going to lie and say that there's a lot that I want to play on the Vita emulator, but it's good for people that do. So that's awesome. First up in device news now, and we have the Powkiddy X35S coming. 3.5-inch screen, RK3566, Linux, 3000 milliamp hour battery, and it has HDMI. That was all I could really translate before I lost interest in the actual device because that's every device that we've had in the last 3 years, but sure, make another one. I think the best part about this device is Powkiddy made the RGB 20S, then Game Console made the R35S. Now Powkiddy is making the X35S. So we've just come around full circle, and they've just cloned the device that they made before from somebody else. It's so weird. I feel like this segment has aged me like 20 years, so let's just move on. Did you pre-order the Neo Pocket Evo? It went up for pre-order yesterday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, and it starts at $389 US. We didn't talk about it before, so let's talk about it now. I think the aggressive price surprised a lot of people, myself included. $389 US gets you 8 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage, a choice of white or black, the Snapdragon G3X Gen 2 processor, 7-inch 1080p 120Hz OLED display, full-sized sticks, and Hall triggers, no bezels, a nice sized ergonomic device from the pictures, Wi-Fi 7, a massive 8600 milliamp hour battery, and there's a massive fan for cooling. This is basically the Odin 2 on steroids for a few bucks more. I cannot believe that I am slowly becoming an Neo convert. I ordered the Micro and now I ordered the Evo. And this is just not a good path for me. Now, the one problem they have is they still use DHL shipping, which will always make them the most expensive option compared to anybody else, especially in Canada. The shipping itself for both devices was $42 each, and then we have to pay duties and taxes on top of that in Canada. So it just adds a whole bunch more, and it's unnecessary. So I'm hoping that at some point in the future, they might learn that 4PX exists and they'll use that. But look, this is also the Logitech G Cloud on steroids as well. A 7-inch, 120 hertz OLED display, and it's 1080p, and there's Wi-Fi 7. This will be a streaming monster. You can do whatever you want with Moonlight. You can do whatever you want with streaming. It'll be perfect for that situation, but then everything else it'll do. I'm actually excited for this device to get it in and look at it. My one concern, obviously, is price. As much as it does make sense compared to an Odin 2, we're starting to get into that x86 territory. And then number 2 territory is it's big. So it's not exactly portable, and it's a home console. At that point, would you want an x86 instead? I don't know, but for me, this might be good. We'll see. I don't think this will be for a lot of people, but I'm curious in the comments. Let me know if it's for you. A lot of people really like OLED screens and full-size sticks and everything that this has to offer. It seems like it's the complete package. So we'll see how it does. Anbernic's K101 Plus is coming back in what they call a sleek new blue color. And I don't know if I'm going colorblind, but that looks very much purple to me. But I have to imagine on Anbernic's end that they've probably been spending a lot of time staring at Lightbleed that they've just forgotten what colors are which. There's only so many different ways I can say this, but don't buy it. 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 Just don't buy it. There's nothing good here. This is a 10-year-old device. The GBA compatibility isn't great. Nothing is good here. Just ignore this. There's a new photo of the Miyoo Flip showing off what looks like a very ugly case of some sort. I'm guessing it's just a temporary case. I'm hoping it's not a final case because that is just an ugly scheme. But you just get an actual look in slightly high definition of the Miyoo Flip and what it looks like. There is nothing new here. This is just a more drip feed of information from Miyoo or whoever is trying to market for Miyoo. We don't have a release date. We don't have pricing. We don't have anything like that. I have to wonder, how many of you are excited for the launch of the Miyoo Flip? And what I mean is, the A30 came out, it was broken at launch. We are now 3 months later, it's finally fixed. So is this a thing where you're going to wait like I am for a few months to go by and it to be fixed and then use it? Or are you going to grab it at launch and deal with whatever problems it has? Because I'm willing to bet there's going to be problems. Daring today, I know. If my videos have been helping you, consider supporting me on Patreon, or just give this video a like and a sub. You can also come join me on the Discord, and we talk about all of these retro handhelds all the time. Sometimes we like them, sometimes we don't. Jumping over into game news now, and Game Informer has shut down after 33 years. This one got a little bit weird. There was a farewell tweet that seems like it was chat GPT'd, and it wasn't done by the Game Informer team. Then the Game Informer team did a tweet saying goodbye. GameStop then closed their tweet, or they closed their Twitter right away. And so not a lot of people saw that, and it was just handled really terribly. Look, I am not an expert on this whole situation. I've followed it from afar, but nothing about this screamed professional in the way that GameStop closed them, and it's just kind of ugly. I think for a publication that's been around for 33 years and their business was magazines and publications, there was a better way to do this, but I guess whoever was in charge of this decided no. I don't know, but sad to see they're gone. And I know that they were in the middle of an issue too, which is even worse, but it's unfortunate whenever this stuff happens, basically. There's a new Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom trailer, and it shows off about 5 or so minutes of different content and kind of a tour of the world and all of that. I have to say, seeing Zelda on a horse, and I'm pretty sure that's not Epona, but whatever horse it is and all the different horses is the cutest thing that I think I've seen in a video game. So they're going to make a lot of money off of just the art style and the cuteness factor. But then on top of that, all of the amiibos and any figures and all of that. I have a Good Smile Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild figure with a horse, and he's on the horse and everything. and I'm probably gonna have to buy whatever version of this one is with actual Zelda. This is looking to be good. It's looking to be fun. I am all in for this. Darksiders 4 looks like it's being teased, and we don't know that it's Darksiders 4, but we're guessing it's Darksiders 4. I am all here for another Darksiders game, so just release it. Let's go. Last on our news for today, Balatro has a new update coming in 2025, and it's new strategies, new ideas, basically new bunch of things. So it'll be a pretty big major update according to them. They also announced that they sold over 2 million copies, which is just insane. It's always good to see indies succeed like this, and Balatro is one of my favorites. I really enjoy that game. So if you haven't already, pick it up. It's really fun and very addicting. By the way, did I miss a topic that you wanted to hear discussed? Top comment with the words newscast topic will be featured on next week's show. That's all from me in New Orleans.